Hi everyone! So for today's video I'm going to be doing an advice video, and I actually have an email account set up where you guys can email me long questions or just anything that you need advice on, and I'll answer them in a video. And if you want to be in my next video, just email soniaelsieadvice at yahoo.com with your problem or question or anything you need advice on, and I will try and get to it as soon as I can. I also answer questions on my Tumblr. I don't have anonymous on, which is why I set up the email in case it was like personal and you didn't want to expose yourself. I don't know. This first one is, Hi Sonia, so I felt like my friends never want to hang out with me and I'm always the one who makes plans, but they will never make the effort to try and make plans with me. I feel like I'm always making an effort and they never even try. What should I do? I feel like maybe your friends don't want to hang out with you, even though that might sound terrible. Sometimes when someone just doesn't want to be your friend anymore and they don't want to be rude, they'll just stop hanging out with you. And I think that you should try and find better friends who actually want to hang out with you. Sometimes people can just be flaky, sometimes they're busy, but I would definitely recommend finding other friends, because it's just really frustrating when you always want to make plans or trying to make plans and they're just not really cooperating or anything, or maybe they just don't want to be your friend anymore and they don't want to tell you. So yes, find new friends who want to hang out with you, or just understand that your other friends might be busy. Like, I have a job, I go to school, I don't always have time to hang out with people, and you know, they might be the same way. So try and see, like, from their perspective, if maybe they're too busy or if they're really just avoiding you and you need to like find new friends. Another thing she sent me is, another thing I forgot to tell you in the emails is, I have a friend who's really judgmental of others, but she's a really good friend. She's really nice to me, but some of the things she says about other people really bother me. Should I distance myself or continue to be friends with her? I would definitely distance myself. I had a friend like that, and I found out that she was actually talking so much shit about me behind my back. So if you have someone who's talking shit about other people, they're obviously talking shit about you as well. Like, you're not immune to that just because you think that you're her friend or something. So yeah, I would distance myself, but do whatever feels right. I don't really know the whole situation, but in my experience, people that are like that are usually super judgmental about you as well, and it's just not fun. Okay, this one's called Missing Him 1 Year Later. So I'm in 8th grade, currently homeschooling. In 7th grade, I was going to middle school nearby and met this boy. He was really sweet and we began to talk, drew each other pictures and send notes. He was always so nice and complimented me. I just loved being friends with him. Towards the end of the year, I started hating my middle school. I had a teacher that put a lot of stress on me particularly. Even though I was very good in all my classes and made all A's, a girl who thought I was my friend cursed me out in front of everyone. Also, sadly, this boy and I were constantly made fun of for being friends. Mostly other boys would tease my friend, until he stopped talking to me frequently. It really made me sad, and I stopped going to school and started homeschooling. Fast forward to a week ago. I'm still homeschooling and I missed him a lot the other day. So I decided to send a note for him to my friend who goes to the school. He got it and sent me one saying he has a phone number and Gmail, which he didn't give me in the note, and that he's going to make a Facebook. My question is whether I should keep going and get my friend back, or if the situation is too different. It's also been almost a year since I last saw him. Is it too late? Is it super stupid? Well, thanks for reading, Sonia. Aw. I love your videos and watch them frequently. Aw. So I think that this boy did not cut you off for any rude reason, and as far as I can see from what you said, he wasn't rude or anything, so I definitely think you should try and, you know, if he's reaching out to you and you just want him as a friend, I think you should totally just see what happens. If he turns out to be rude or terrible or anything, you can always cut that negativity out of your life, but it seemed like he really maybe just lost touch. Like, you were homeschooled and maybe weren't able to see him as much, and I know that when you're younger, 8th grade and 7th grade are just really young, you don't have the opportunity to see like your friends as much because you don't have a car, your parents are probably working, you don't have the transportation, and usually at that age, my parents were really weird about me being on social media. They were like, you're not allowed to have a Facebook until you're like 25, and you can't have an iPod, and you can't have any texting apps on your iPod. It was just like really weird. So yeah, I think that you should totally try and rekindle that if you want to. And about all your schooling stuff, I'm really sorry to hear that, but honestly, people give people that are homeschooled such a bad rep, but homeschooling and online schooling and just doing something different is not even that bad as long as it's what you want to do and what you're comfortable with. Like, good for you. Okay, this one is called stress. Hi Sonia, lately I've been so stressed out about my grades. My parents are really uptight about my grades. I currently have a B in English and I feel as if I can't raise it up even though half the school year hasn't even passed yet. This teacher I have is very strict and her tests are worth a lot. I've already failed a couple of tests and I feel as if I can't bring my grade up anymore because I've already screwed up. My parents haven't been putting pressure on me lately, but I know once report cards come in, they will not be happy. I know B's aren't that bad and I'm still passing the class, but my parents don't agree. I'm stressed out right now because I don't want them to be disappointed with my grades and because I really do want A in that class. My teacher doesn't offer any extra credit opportunities and I don't think she'll be sympathetic towards me. I know it's just one B, but my parents have stressed to me, I'm sorry, I'm just struggling, the importance of having a high GPA to get into a very good college. I know I'm slightly overreacting to this grade, but it's been causing me so much stress. How can I manage my stress? Thank you. Aww. Okay, well I used to be in the same situation when my parents were still together. They were very, very strict about my grades and a B was not good enough. Like, I always had to have A's, and as I got older they became more chilled out about that. But I would say, do you want to go to college? Do you want to get a high GPA and even like pursue just a higher college, you know? Like, do you want to go to some Ivy League school? And if that's what you really want to do, then I would just try to focus all my energy on that. Stay after school with your teacher, ask your teacher for help. And also for managing stress, plan out your activities. If you have an assignment that's due in 2 weeks, instead of waiting until the last week or the last 2 days to do it, I would do a little bit of that assignment every day, so just to kind of manage that stress. But also, if you don't want to go to a big college, then you don't have to do that. Right now I'm going to community college while I'm still in high school, and I don't plan on going to college right away. Ever since I was very young, my family wanted me to, right after high school, after I got my 4.0 GPA, go to some big college and have a ton of scholarships, and after college, right after that, do some job, like be a doctor or a dentist or something like that. And as I got older, my parents, or my dad at least, who has stuck by my side, was like, you know, whatever you want to do as long as you're happy. I really want you to complete college and everything, but you don't have to do it like the way that you've always been taught. So you can explore different options, and honestly that has lowered my stress a lot, because sophomore year was when I started just doing really badly in school. My grades were going down and I was getting so depressed about it. I would just lie in bed for so long, like hours, stressing about school and just like crying and just freaking out. And then I just found a different path. I figured out something else I wanted to do. I did running start and just and honestly, a B is literally such a good grade. That's still a 3.0, and if you have a bunch of other A's, that won't even bring your grade down a lot, like 3.8 or something, or 3.5. That is so good. You can get so many scholarships with that. Like, just remember that. Hey, I love your YouTube channel. Vlogs are my fave. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I've been hurt a lot in the past, and so I kind of put up a wall when it comes to getting close to guys. Do you have any tips on how to know he is the one, or if you need to let him go? So I actually made a video on this, but it's like really old, probably nobody even watched it. It's called like Boys to Avoid, and it talks about the different boys to avoid. But with putting up a wall, I can totally understand that, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. It's always good to be cautious, but I think that it's also good to get out of your comfort zone sometimes. If a boy asks you out on a date and you go with him and maybe you notice that he is being rude, he asked you out and expects you to pay, which, disclaimer, girls should pay also, but if somebody asks you out on a date, they should be the one to pay. Like if I were to ask a boy out on a date, like I should pay, and if he asked me out on a date, especially a first date, then he should pay, just out of like respect. That's what I think. If you guys like don't agree, you can argue in the comments, but it's not always bad to be cautious and put up a wall. I would also make sure that you have chemistry with them. I've definitely gone on dates with guys who I have no chemistry with at all, and chemistry is just kind of like a weird term, but it's honestly just how you feel about them. Like, are you attracted to them? Are you like attracted to the way they think? Do you like the way they think? Do you guys can you vibe? Can you talk about stuff? And if none of that's going on, then the relationship probably is not going to last very long, and you should just no. But yeah, just make sure that you guys have chemistry and that he treats you well, or she, whatever you want to date. Just do whatever feels right. If you want to be single for a while, do that. If you want to date a bunch of guys, then do that. If you find one guy and he treats you well, you guys have good chemistry, then 10 out of 10 would recommend. So those are all the advice questions I'm going to be answering today. Hopefully I gave you guys some good advice. If not, I'm sorry, but I also just want to say that this is all my advice based on what I saw, like what information was given to me. I obviously don't know the whole situation of all of these, and so if you sent in one of these questions, then I would also be sure to take into account other factors of the situation. And yeah, so take my advice if you want to, don't take it if you don't want to, leave constructive criticism in the comments below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Be sure to subscribe for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Bye everyone!